Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're taking a dense, highly technical procurement guide on sourcing special vehicles internationally, and we are transforming it into a strategic blueprint for B2B buyers. The global supply landscape has completely shifted, and honestly, this data is absolutely critical for your bottom line. So let's dive right into this.
Okay, let's dive into this highly organized 5-step roadmap for strategic procurement. We're going to cover the manufacturing shift, the 3 pillars of selection, matching manufacturers to your applications, export logistics and assembly, and finally, avoiding orphan truck syndrome.
Section 1. The manufacturing shift. Let's look at how the global supply chain for heavy-duty vehicles has fundamentally changed.
You know, the data is crystal clear on this. We have to completely toss out that outdated myth of cheap manufacturing. The present reality, it's a high-precision engineering hub. We're not just talking about basic utility trucks here anymore. We are looking at incredibly sophisticated carbon steel tankers and advanced aerial fire platforms that are built to exacting global standards. It's a whole new ballgame.
Now, what's really interesting here is the technology actually driving this durability, specifically KTL electrophoresis. This is definitely not just a basic paint job, right? It's a highly advanced cathodic dip painting process for chassis coating. When you combine that with robotic longitudinal beam welding, this level of vertical integration means these vehicles are specifically engineered for long-term survival in some of the absolute harshest operating environments on Earth, whether that's in Africa or the Middle East.
Section 2. 3 pillars of selection. It's time to put on our analytical lenses and evaluate these manufacturers. So every procurement consultant needs to evaluate 3 critical technical pillars before even thinking about finalizing a vendor. Step 1 is chassis synergy. Simply put, do they use reliable chassis brands like Sinotruk or Dongfeng that actually have global spare parts availability? Step 2 is compliance. Standards like CE and WVTA for Europe or FMVSS and DOT for the US are absolutely non-negotiable, period. And step 3 is material science. Are they utilizing high-tensile steel like Q345B or Hardox? You need this to perfectly balance the strength-to-weight ratio of the superstructure. You really need all 3 of these pillars to make a sound purchase.
Moving on to Section 3, matching manufacturers to applications. Now that our criteria are set, let's navigate the top players.
The reality is, not all manufacturers are built for the exact same job. Segmenting the market based on your specific operational needs is totally key here. For instance, if you're tackling massive infrastructure projects, you want a heavy hitter like Sani. Their digital factory approach ensures the high precision you need for concrete and lifting. But let's say you have a niche municipal tender, like for vacuum suction trucks or garbage compactors. A massive player probably won't take a small batch custom order. That's exactly where you'd match with a company like CLW Group, who are incredibly flexible for those small-scale, customized tenders. It's actually fascinating to see the specific technological advantages you can leverage across these brands. Take Zoomlion, for example. They are integrating IoT sensors right into their fire engines and sanitation vehicles. This allows fleet managers to monitor engine health remotely, which, as you know, provides massive operational value. Then you have Shackman, dominating off-road with their rugged X-Series chassis. Photon leverages their joint venture with Daimler to get a distinct edge in safety, while CIC Vico Hongyan brings that European design philosophy to the table for superior driver comfort on those long, grueling hauls.
Now, a very common procurement question always pops up when we talk about global adaptability, and it's this: do Chinese manufacturers actually support right-hand drive, or RHD, configurations?
The answer is an emphatic yes. It's amazing how tailored the production lines have become for global exporters. Major players like Sinotruk, Folkton, and Shackman don't just offer this as an afterthought. They produce right-hand drive chassis specifically engineered for massive markets like the UK, Australia, Kenya, and Thailand.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into export logistics and assembly. When it comes to international shipping, you've got a major financial and technical choice to make. First, there's CBU, or completely built up, meaning the vehicle ships totally ready to use. This is absolutely vital for complex units, like those aerial fire platforms we mentioned, where factory calibration is a strict safety requirement. On the flip side, you have CKD or SKD, which stands for completely or semi-knockdown. This means shipping the vehicle and parts for local assembly. You'd use this logic for simpler designs, like flatbed trailers or stake trucks, to significantly reduce your import duties. But hey, regardless of how you ship, there is a massive technical hurdle you've got to watch out for. You must perfectly match the power takeoff, or PTO, specifications to the chassis engine torque. For specialized equipment like cranes or pumps, if this single technical detail is mismatched, it literally leads to premature and catastrophic mechanical failures. Seriously, do not overlook the PTO.
So, knowing all of this, fleet operators naturally need to manage their deployment expectations, right? Which brings us to another crucial operational question. What exactly is the typical lead time for one of these custom-built special vehicles?
Honestly, the speed here is impressively fast. Standard configurations, like a basic water truck, only take about 20 to 30 days. For the complex units that require specific certifications like high-reach chemical tankers, you're looking at 60 to 90 days. And this speed? It's entirely thanks to that vertical integration we talked about earlier. Controlling the whole process from chassis fabrication straight through to upper body integration is what keeps these custom lead times so impressively low.
Finally, Section 5, Avoiding Orphan Truck Syndrome. This is all about risk mitigation and long-term fleet survival.
So the crucial point here is avoiding what the industry calls orphan truck syndrome. This is a severe procurement risk. It happens when you successfully import a vehicle, deploy it, and then it breaks down. But you can't repair it locally because you have absolutely no access to parts. It basically becomes a stranded asset. This right here is the ultimate danger of poor post-sale planning.
To combat this, experts provide a very specific recommendation. Prioritize manufacturers who utilize global component brands for their superstructures. As an international buyer, this is hands down your ultimate defense mechanism.
Let's make that totally actionable. You ensure longevity by insisting that the hydraulic pumps are Rexroth, the valves are Eaton, and the engines are Cummins or Weichai. Why? Because even if the manufacturer isn't based in your country, your local mechanic definitely knows how to fix a Cummins engine. Alternatively, many manufacturers allow you to purchase upper body only kits. They provide the technical drawings so you can mount the specialized equipment on a locally sourced Scania, Volvo, or Mercedes chassis. Combine that strategy with the standard 12-month or 30,000-kilometer export warranties, and your local repairability is pretty much guaranteed.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to look closely at your current fleet strategy. Are you truly optimizing your procurement by leveraging this high-precision engineering blueprint? Armed with this new framework, you now have the exact tools to turn international sourcing from a massive risk into a highly profitable advantage. Think about it. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.